You know, chums, there's a wonderful brand new documentary made by a beautiful and talented actress called Mariska Hargitay. You'll know that name, of course, if you're a big fan of her TV shows. And, of course, her father, Mickey Hargitay, who was Mae West's muscle man in those Las Vegas shows. Oh, yes, cast your mind back. But of course it was her mother, Jane Mansfield, of which she's made a documentary all about. It's called My Mom, Jane, and it's a brilliant documentary all about Jane's life from a totally different perspective. Because of course, sadly, Mariska lost her mother when she was just age 3, and Jane of course lost her life alongside her partner at the time, Sam Brody, in a terrible road accident. But what I wanted to share with you today was a very special memory that was told to me by the former manager of a Yorkshire variety club, Batley Variety Club in West Yorkshire, when Jane came to visit in the last few months of her life in 1967. And this really will change your opinion of the Don Blonde. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you're keeping well. It's gone all a bit dark and cloud and overcast. I think summer's disappeared. I know I'm moaning, aren't I? Because I said the other day it's too warm, can't do. Now I'm thinking it's a bit chilly. Might need to get the coat out. I know, that's frightening, isn't it? We're in July. What's happened? Hopefully, of course, things will come back. And as we enter the second week now of Wimbledon, let's just hope all those wonderful players who put so much effort in get some reasonable weather. I feel so sorry for them when it's rained off, don't you? Because they've got to keep all that energy up for those hours, you know. Can't be easy, can it? It's a little bit like casting your mind back to 1967. You see, I was lucky enough a few years back to get to know the former manager of the Batley Variety Club. And it's hard to imagine just what a big event this place was. A small mill town in Batley turned into the epicentre of the variety world. All the big names appeared there, including Dame Shirley Bassey, Louis Armstrong. You know, there were so many. Even Frank Sinatra was on the cusp of signing along. One of the biggest names that they wanted to get was Elvis Presley, but apparently Colonel Tom Parker didn't think the money was enough. All right for him, but not enough for Elvis. What he meant was he needed more for Elvis, you get the picture. So when Jane Mansfield rocked up to Batley in April 1967, you can imagine what a spectacular sight she was. She was absolutely delightful, according to Alan. He basically said she would do anything to promote the show, couldn't be kinder, couldn't be warmer, although they got off to a bit of a rocky start. You see, on the Sunday night, Jane arrived, checked into a hotel in Wakefield, and then came on to Batley. And her idea apparently was to do a bit of Shakespearean recital, and maybe play a bit of violin. Alan, in his broad northern accent, said, "That won't be necessary, love. Just bring your top and a nice dress and sing a few songs, sit on a few laps." Jane got it instantly and said, "Don't worry, I know exactly what you mean." Now, the reason behind this change of plan and how Jane ended up in Batley was all down to the fact that, yes, the father of the X Factor judge and reality TV star, wife of Ozzy Osbourne, Sharon Osbourne, well, her father, Don Arden, had booked this tour. And somewhere along the line, Jane and Don Arden and Sam Brody had fallen out. But according to Jane at the time, and according to Alan, she had no idea that she'd broken any contractual rules. She'd turned up on time, she'd performed, she'd had full houses, business was good. She had no idea why Don had decided to take a bit of a slight against her. And so suddenly he allegedly was ringing round various clubs that she was due to appear in to say she wouldn't be appearing, and they booked in other people, and apparently the tour was almost ruined. Well, that's where Alan stepped in alongside a very much loved impresario, Bernard Hinchcliffe. And he knocked together another tour very quickly, which turned out to be incredibly successful for Jane. So much so that she was hoping to return in the fall, the autumn of that year. And as Bernard, and apparently Alan, as he told him, said, you know, she was just one of those delightful creatures that basically, you know, if you needed her to do something to help, you know, fill the club or indeed get some publicity, she was more than willing to do it. In fact, she even went to visit Armley Jail in Leeds to entertain some of the inmates there, knowing fully well that this would get a lot of publicity. As Alan told me, Jane Mansfield was way ahead of her time, knew exactly about promotion, and had she have lived in today's society, would have definitely been the queen of social media. If you haven't checked out this brand new documentary by her daughter Mariska Haggerty, do give it a look, because it's a real insight into the golden days, the last golden days of the wonderful world of Hollywood. And just to let you know, I'm not an ambassador, I'm not being paid. It's just lovely to share those stories, because when you meet these people and you say, well, what was she like? Alan shared this tip with me as well. He said that she used to keep all of her money, which was around about £20,000 in our money today, literally for the week's work. And apparently she kept it in a suitcase under the bed and would pay people by pulling the suitcase out and opening, you know, the box and sort of giving you the money. I said, well, would it have been safe under there? He said, this was the 1960s, totally different time. The safest place was under your bed. Jane Mansfield was definitely a one-off, and we truly do miss her. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.